Can any of us think of anything that we've gone through that physically compares to that? I mean, you know, the list there. He experienced so many things. He was beaten. He was beaten with rods. He was beaten in terms of, you know, with a whip. He was shipwrecked. Spent the night and the day in the sea. He went through so many trials and suffering. And I can't think of anything in my life that compares to that, especially when it comes to experiencing pain or suffering as a result of the work that you're doing for Christ. I mean, that's, you know, in my own personal life, I have not gone that deep yet. And in Hebrews, it even says, we're reminded in Hebrews 12:4 that ye have not strived, or ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. So, I mean, how many of us have shed blood for the cause of Christ? Has any one of us ever been punched in the face? Has any one of us ever been beaten for the cause of Christ? I can't think of anything in my life, but the point is that this thorn in the flesh, it hurt very much. And the word buffet in our passage means to strike with the fist in Greek. It has a sense of hitting someone hard with the knuckles and really making the blow sting. They will feel the sharp, crushing pain with each strike. Whether it was a physical ailment or persecution or opposition faced from people or pain coming from within, from your past or from whatever guilt, whatever discouragement or depression, Paul was given a very difficult and painful problem to deal with this thorn in the flesh. And remember that this was given to him. God placed this in his life to keep him from being so proud and from exalting himself because of the special place that he was given. This is not something that was self-inflicted. Too often we bring about our own problems, don't we? We make mistakes, and we end up in messes we cannot so easily get out of. Peter warns in 1 Peter 4:15, "But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters." So often the things that we end up having to face are because of our own shortcomings. But, you know, and these are times that we really can't blame anyone else but our own selves. But if you're going to live a godly life, know that you will be attacked by the enemy, and that God might allow those attacks to come to test our resolve. 2 Timothy 3:12 says, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution." 1 Peter 4:12-13 says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy." So Paul says to Timothy, if you want to live godly, you're going to suffer persecution. Peter reiterates that. Don't think it's strange if you're doing what's right. If you want to live according to the way Christ lived, if you want to emulate Christ in this life, don't think it's strange that fiery trials are going to come your way. James chapter 1 verses 2-4, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing." So James says the same thing. It's gonna come your way. It's not a matter of, you know, maybe some people will be exempt. No, it's coming. Especially if you want to do what's right. Especially if you want to live for God. But there's also an encouragement in that all of them say rejoice. Now, Paul reiterates this in Philippians 4:4, "Rejoice in the Lord always." And again, I say rejoice. That no matter what happens in our life, no matter how hard it might be, we can still rejoice in the God who comforts us, in the God who strengthens us, and the God who empowers us. You want to do the right thing? Guaranteed you'll be tested. But facing such a difficult situation, Paul brings this to the Lord and delivers his humble plea. Verse 8 says, "For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me." The word besought is the Greek word parakaleo, which if any of you really study the Bible or study the Greek, people already smiled right away.